But about day 5 in, I started noticing a strange smell. At first, I thought maybe I wasn't cleaning myself well enough, even though I was following the aftercare instructions to the letter. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there, and I can't stomach it. I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL.
You know, we have this saying in the Bahamas, hard-haired bird make for tough soup. Or as we just said, hard-haired bird make tough soup. Basically, you don't listen, you'll feel. And this woman who I'm about to profile did not listen, and so now she is feeling. She says she and her sister went and I think got the procedure done at the same time. Her boyfriend told her, do not get this procedure. And she did not listen. And she's now paying for it.
Love me or hate me, God knows you made it when he let his eyes on me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to This Bahamian Gyal podcast. My name is Rogan. On my platform, I do social commentary and reaction videos. I encourage my audience to have private conversations in public. So let's just get right to the video.
So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit-down air was stinking real bad.
Let me stop right there. The sit-down air. And I know exactly what she means. Y'all know what she means too. You know, like when someone comes, and I talked about this in a previous video. I'm very sensitive to smells, y'all. Really am. Like bad breath, bad body odor, stink feet, stink hair, all those things, they trigger me badly. Like I don't like foul odors. I don't like stenches. So she's talking about the sit down air. She's talking about like, you know, like when you sit down on, you literally sit down and it's like smell waft up like, what's that? And then sometimes women sit down and, you know, they have their legs crossed or they don't have their legs crossed and then they get up and then like you smell something when they get up, you know? Men have that sit down air too. Some men like sweaty basketballs. I'm trying not to be too graphic, you know? Sweaty basketballs, they get up like, what the frowsy smell is? So they got that sit down air thing too. So there we go.
And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door.
I give her props for being courteous enough to be like, no, I don't want somebody else to smell it. But here's the thing. When you're in an enclosed area, and if you're like in a bathroom, like at like a restaurant or whatever, a lot of them don't have like windows where you can open up a window and like, you know, like let that air out. So it's like when someone takes a poop and then they spray air freshener over it. You think that neutralizes it? No, it just smells like clean linen over poop. So if you have like a smelly something going on and you spray over it, it's not even gonna help. But I appreciate her trying.
When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, you know, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, you know, to do something.
Okay, that's how the video cuts. I don't know why. That's just how the video cuts, how she has it up on TikTok. I'm going to link her down below. Can you imagine you've taken your clothes off, put it in the wash cycle. Let's just assume she put it on hot water or warm water or whatever. Like you put your Tide in, you wash your clothes, then you take it out and you put it in the dryer, which is like high heat. And even after the wash cycle and the dryer cycle, you still smell your clothes and they smell bad. that smells, that sounds like some like flesh eating, some bacteria, something, you know? That ain't normal. Most people, they take their clothes out of the washer, smell it, smells great, throw it in the dryer, we good to go. But you went through a wash and dry cycle and it still didn't smell good. As for her boyfriend leaving, I can't say I blame him. Number one, he told her not to do it, you know? And I'm sure he didn't tell her that just once. He probably told her that multiple times. And I'm not ragging on her because honestly, to be honest, I like the fact that she is warning people. I love the fact that she's warning people, and people are allowed to express regrets. I'm happy that, you know, she's like, I wish I didn't do it. It ruined my life. I lost my man, all this stuff. And women will always come and say, well, that's her experience. That's not my experience. Yeah, but you know what? If I were somebody who didn't have a BBL, I'm just a worst scenario kind of person. And I'm not going to think mine isn't going to be infected or I'm going to get out of this, you know, and it's not going to be a problem. I'm always going to be going to the worst case scenario because I cannot deal with the worst case scenario, especially as someone, like I said, I'm extremely sensitive to smells and I don't like smelling stenches. I don't. And I certainly don't want to smell that on my own body. So I give her props, and she seems like such a sweet lady. She really does. I don't know what her motivation was for having the BBL, but it's really sad that it came to this because, you know, like I said, I can't blame her boyfriend. He warned her, and dealing with a smell that is so bad that it survives a wash and dry cycle, I wouldn't be able to tolerate it. So that was part two on how, what she says, part two on how that BBL ruined my reputation. My sit down air smelled like a dumpster. Wow. Let's listen to this next video because she's now posting a series. I think she removed certain videos from her platform because she was being attacked by some folks online, women who were mad because she was exposing this. I guess they were pissed because they had great success with their BBLs. Why would you get upset at somebody else's experience? If your experience was great, come into the chat and say, I had a great experience. You know, it was a little painful at first, but I'm happy with my results, and move on. But they were reporting her channel on TikTok and getting videos taken down and all sort of stuff. That's just insecure people. If you love your BBL and you're happy with it, be happy with it. And don't be intimidated by someone coming out and saying my experience was a horrendous one, because I feel like it's a warning for other people who don't know what they're getting into. Let's go to the next video here.
I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things. I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business, because when I say this is crazy, it's like they removed the sound from my other video. I wasn't saying anything, but I guess I did not fit their narrative. They're not happy about my experience. That's pretty much what I was saying. They denied that. They said they're not putting my sound back up. So I'ma just, the crazy part is so many women pissed off at me, I don't even know who to start to block so they could start reporting me. They're just coming at a rapid pace. So I'm done, y'all. I'm just like, I didn't know people was going to get mad like this. I just thought I was sharing experience, but I'm done. This BBL tribe don't play.
This is ridiculous to me. I tell you, just a bunch of insecure, silly women out here. What? The only way I could see them taking down her video is, she said the sound was removed. If she had some sort of music in the background that, you know, it's like a copyright situation, you know? If she was playing some music and they were like, nah, you don't have authority or whatever to use that music, so we're going to just mute your video, something like that. But I think these platforms also need to be very careful about, you know, some people can mass report your content, and there's nothing wrong with your content just because they're mad. And I feel like when that happens, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, I feel like they need to then, if somebody makes like a false flag, they need to remove their channel permanently, their account, like seriously, and prevent them from using that email or whatever to sign up again. because it has to be consequences for that. Because if this woman is just sharing her genuine experience, which was a horrible one, I want to hear it. And I think women need to hear that, and men, because men do the BBLs as well. They need to hear that. So I'm grateful for her little series. And she's such a pretty girl. I don't know why she even felt the need to do it. You know, I always tell women, like, just try to love yourself. And let me say, I'm not against plastic surgery. I'm not against people, you know, saying I'm unhappy with the way I look. I have an insecurity about my nose. I have an insecurity about my this, my that. I understand those insecurities can really toy with someone's mind, you know, but I think people need to be cautious when they're doing this. People treat plastic surgery like going for a hair appointment. And like if someone just cuts your hair, you know, cut off too much hair, you know, it'll grow back. But with a nose, with your face, and I'm going to do another video on plastic surgery, like a dedicated video to that as well, because I want y'all to hear it. Just research this stuff. You know, there was a lady who came on my channel. She says, oh, I have a BBL, but it's not a BBL I got through surgery. It's a BBL I got through lifting in the gym. You won't go from like a smaller butt to a gigantic butt, but you get a butt that suits your shape, that suits your legs, so the thighs match, so it matches your body and it's natural. Go lift some weights, or go eat plenty stew fish and johnny cake and peas and rice and conch and all that good stuff will give you a nice crab, fat. I know y'all like, what is this girl talking about? All these are Bahamian dishes. Go eat some peas soup and dumpling. Get your bungie big. These BBLs ain't worth it. I'm going to play one final video from her. Because she said, I'm just going to pull everything down. Everybody cannot handle the pressure on social media. It's a lot when everybody is coming at you. She says she doesn't even know who to block. She doesn't have to block anybody. All she has to do is just turn off her comments. If you have a message that you want to share and you're tired of people coming in and harassing you and all that stuff when you know you're not doing anything wrong, then turn off your comments. I 100% support people doing that if they need to do that for their peace of mind, you know? But what you harassing this girl for? And she seems so sweet. I'm really sorry she's going through this, but, you know, I wish she had listened to her boyfriend. Y'all remember I just did a video, I don't know if it was last week or a week before, where I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was mentioning the fact that there was a point in time when I wanted a breast reduction surgery. And not just a small point in time. That was a recurring thought for many years. And I was like, there was nothing wrong with my breasts, and there's nothing wrong, you know, knock on wood, with my breasts. But I just wanted to be I wanted to be like a B cup, so that I can like just be able to put on t-shirts. I was an A or B. I wanted to be an A or B cup. I can't remember which, but I just wanted to be able to put on like t-shirts without a bra and go outside, and that was it, and not have to put on a bra and, you know, all that stuff. I just wanted to be able to just go outside with like a regular t-shirt and not have to worry. And I had family members and friends who were like, are you insane? There is nothing wrong with your breasts. Do not touch your breasts. You go and do that, and then you're going to create some problems. And I'm like, again, I'm the worst case scenario person. So I was like, yeah, when you look, that triggers something, or it's lopsided, or it's this, that. Yeah, let me leave that alone. And I quickly got over that. But you have to be surrounded by people who are telling you these things, and you have to have a mind to listen. Months and months pass, and you dealing with this odor to the point where you have to go in the bathroom with your spray because it's stinking so bad. You washing your clothes and it's still stuck in there. So anyway, these other women have been reaching out to her to share their stories. So now she's talking about their stories. I hope she doesn't take her stuff down, because I think it's very helpful. So let me just play this last video. Oh, we're going to get back to the video in a second. We just wanted to say thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. And if you have just come across this channel and you are enjoying the content, please go and check out my playlists. If you've been here for a while and aren't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And also, if you want to support this channel financially, you can scan the QR code on the screen to buy me a cup of coffee, or you can go into my merch store where you can find lots of hats, t-shirts, hoodies, mouse pads, you name it. And that's another way for you to support the channel. If you don't have the money at this time, here's another way that you can support this channel without paying a dime. You can watch the commercials. Really and truly, if you can watch a commercial in its entirety, that helps this channel a great deal. So that way you don't have to give up anything, but you still put some money in my pocket. Anyway, back to the video.
I've been getting a lot of messages from different women asking me to tell their story, so I'm going to tell y'all a story that I just received tonight. She captioned her story, "The Infection They Tried to Ignore." I went out of state for my BBL because a friend recommended this up-and-coming clinic. It looked professional enough, clean, organized, and the staff seemed nice. The price was lower than most places, but I thought I was getting a good deal. The surgery went fine at first. The pain was intense but expected. I was swollen, bruised, and sore, normal post-op stuff. But about day 5 in, I started noticing a strange smell. At first, I thought maybe I wasn't cleaning myself well enough, even though I was following the aftercare instructions to the letter. Then I noticed one of the incisions on my lower back felt warm, too warm. The area was red, hard, and the smell started getting worse. It was a sour and rotten smell. When I called the clinic, they brushed it off, told me it was normal healing, and to give it a few more days. By day 7, the pain was unbearable, and pus was draining from the incision. I ended up in urgent care where they immediately told me I had a deep tissue infection, necrotizing fasciitis. I hope I got that right. The bacteria had started killing the tissue inside my body. They rushed me to the hospital and I had to go through emergency surgery to remove the infected tissue. I stayed in the hospital for over a week on IV antibiotics, scared out of my mind. I survived, but I was left with the permanent scarring and had to have reconstructive surgery months later. My body is forever changed, not by the BBL I wanted, but by the damage it left behind. Lesson learned, cheaper doesn't mean safer, and if your body smells like something is dying, don't let anyone tell you it's normal.
Let me tell you, that story is sick. In her case, she is very blessed, very fortunate that they caught it, put her on the necessary antibiotics, and she can deal with the scarring. It may not be attractive, but she's alive. And to think she didn't have to go through any of that. And you damn right, cheaper ain't always better. You know, I go to certain doctors and dentists and stuff like that, and I hear their pricing, right? And I might compare to, they might be in my network or whatever. I'll compare to another, facility, another dentist, another whatever. But their pricing is very close, very close. I am not going to go to someone who is, let's just say, a filling without insurance costs $250 per tooth, depending on which tooth it is. I'm just saying $250. So you call around to 2 other places, and I think I talked about something like this in a previous video. And the other person says, oh, it's $245. Another one might say $255. And another place says, we do like $75 for the filling or $60. Now, I'm not saying that automatically means that the dentist isn't good, but I'm just going to be wondering why, if I call 3-4 places that are reputable, their prices were so similar. Why is this one for $60? I don't know. I'm just going to question it. Then I'm really going to go and deep dive to know like what kind of practice you have. And, I read reviews before I even before I book an appointment. I'm like Miss Review Girl. I'm looking at all the reviews, and I always start at the 1 stars. When people say, run from this place, run like the wind, run, don't come here. They will mess you up, and then they will duck you. And why are you ignoring that? I don't understand how these women think they can go and have plastic surgery, okay, on their body. And we sit on our backsides most of the time, or we're sleeping, we're on our backs. And think that you can do that surgery, which is so complicated, so many different veins and stuff in the buttocks. Delicate surgery. And you are going to take your chance with a cheap spot? What video did I just see the other day? It was a news item. A woman died. What did she die from? Did I download that? Oh, let's see. Florida woman dies at recovery house. Let's see, because that's what I saw. Ah, yes. Young mother traveled to Miami for plastic surgery. She died hours later while at recovery house. 28-year-old Amanique Miller and her sister Kiera Barnes, 19, both traveled to Miami from Las Vegas to undergo cosmetic procedures at Havana Plastic Surgery Clinic. Hours later, Amanique died while staying at a home advertising as a post-surgery recovery house. Videos shared on social media documented the sisters' journey to South Florida to undergo cosmetic surgery and recover together. Their mother, Wakila, says both women were excited about the trip. She said they paid $1,500 each to stay 6 nights at a business located on Southwest 4th Street called Kayla's Recovery House, but Amanique never made it home. Okay, so according to a Miami police incident report, officers and fire rescue crews responded to the house the night of March 7th, which they say was operating as an illegal post-plastic surgery recovery home. Inside, they found Amanique already dead and showing signs of rigor mortis, an indication that she had likely been dead for hours. They described finding her as heavily bandaged, face down on a bed. This is crazy. Unlicensed recovery houses. And when I saw it, the recovery house, it looked like just somebody's house. It doesn't look like any sort of medical facility where I felt that somebody who is qualified to take care of this woman in the event that something happens, would be there to look after her. Imagine traveling, spending your money to go for surgery, and then you wind up dead. Anyway, drop your comments down below. For me, this whole incident with this young lady who talked about, losing her boyfriend and just dealing with the smell for such a long time and being forced to carry perfume everywhere and just being in a mess of a state would be enough to discourage me from having BBL surgery. It would be enough for me. I don't know how you guys feel. If you're somebody in the comment section, be honest. You don't have to front for me, because why lie? If you still would go and do a BBL surgery, or you thought about doing it, or you're in the throes of doing it, then drop your comments down below. If you're somebody who had a BBL surgery and you had to reverse it because of complications, drop your comments down below. But I want to hear from you, and women who did do it, or men who did do it. Why did you do it? Was it because you felt insecure about your shape and you wanted a better, rounder, firmer buttocks? Or did you do it because you were trying to attract someone? Like, what was your reason for doing it? Drop your comments down below. And by the way, as y'all know, I can't stand these BBLs. If you'd like to get some of my BBL merch, please go to my merch store. I have tons of little funny bags and t-shirts that showcase my hand-drawn BBL, warped, botched BBL pictures. A lot of you have been asking for photos because I had drawn on like that video, what I told you to watch up here. I had done some drawings and people really loved it. So I decided to just put it on some merch, and it's in the merch store. So you feel free to buy that. Like I said, I'm not against plastic surgery, but I'm really, I can say that I'm against BBLs. I don't like them. If you like them, cool. I don't like them. They're dangerous, and I just feel like they're unnecessary. But, to each its own. I just hope that anybody who's contemplating it doesn't end up in this situation like this young lady did. And I'll have her handle down below. She's on TikTok. I hope you don't end up in her situation, because I would hate to lose a man because she's just too stinky. Especially I hate bad smells. I would just be like, oh, it's a wrap. I wouldn't want to date. I wouldn't want to leave my house. I would just be like, I don't care if I'm scarred. Remove it now. And then you have to be able to afford to remove it. That's another thing. You didn't spend your money going to get the BBL, and now you got to remove it. Anyway, this video has gone on way too long. I will see you guys in my next episode. I love you guys. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram at This Bahamian Gyal, on my blog, thisbahamiangyal.com, on my podcast, of course, at Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else that you get your podcast. But drop your comments down below, especially. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Bye. Mwah.